What's up, guys? Welcome to What Is Real and True Crime. In this in this new show, basically, we're just gonna be talking about actual true crime that didn't happen in the past, that is happening in the present.
People you haven't heard about, all
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
exactly. So, we actually got a really good one. Honestly, I haven't heard of this guy. Have you heard of him?
No, I haven't
I
heard
haven't heard of him.
before we talked about it. I never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. So, this guy, his name is Luis Garavito. Hopefully, I did not butcher that last name. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna butcher that last name.
A lot of names in this.
Yeah, exactly. So, basically, Luis Garavito, also known as the Beast of Colombia, he is a serial killer, sex offender, pedophile, and a necrophile. If a lot of people don't understand what a necrophile is, basically, it's a person who has a sexual infatuation with dead bodies. So yeah, he was really sick in the head. He was born on January 25th, 1957 in Genova, Quinido, Colombia. Hopefully I got that right. His father was actually an abusive alcoholic. He would physically abuse him. He would sexually abuse him, emotionally abuse him. He was terrible. Also, his mother was abusive as well. She was very, like how they said, temperament. So she had a terrible temper as well. His father sexually abused him. Like, he would sleep in the bed with him. Like, he wouldn't
he
even
bathed him.
Yep.
He only did it at night. He would caress him, like all this.
Exactly.
Weird
He
stuff.
wouldn't even sleep in his wife's bed. He would sleep in Lewis's bed. So he would sexually abuse him. Also, that doesn't stop there. His father's friends actually sexually abused him as well. One of them actually injuring his genitals.
Ew.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's really bad. Like, dude, think about that.
I don't want to think about that.
Like, but no, I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy. The fact that your father, the one that you feel is the one that's supposed to protect you,
his own one that's supposed to protect him,
that you feel is the one that's supposed to protect you, his friends. So, basically, he actually dropped out of school in the 5th grade, which I didn't. Back then, it was completely different. I would never drop out of 5th grade. But he dropped out of 5th grade to pursue work, basically. And while he was... what's up?
I'm just kidding. No, I was gonna read a little bit too, so...
Oh, okay.
I would say, so he left school after grade 5 just to pursue work, basically. But the trauma that kind of made him difficult to look for jobs and stuff, so he actually had to find shelter because he was homeless during that time in Colombia. I guess a lot of people around his age were. And the guy that he was actually seeking shelter from sexually abused him too. Wow. So he attempted suicide, but he failed. And I think that's what led on to the whole fact of him going on to murder people. So, from the 80s to the 90s, it was reported that he had raped, sexually abused, and murdered up to 150 young boys.
Jesus Christ.
It's ridiculous. Writing about this was hard enough, and we had to, watch a lot of videos in order to gain this information.
It was terrible. Like, reading about this was disgusting.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say... the ways he would use in order to lure these kids and young boys is he would dress up in different disguises. Sorry. He would also target certain age groups between 6 to 12 or 6 to 16. He would offer them work in one stage, and then the other one he would offer them shelter because, again, a lot of kids during that time were homeless. They didn't have parents, and everybody was, in poverty. Obviously, you know what I mean. Basically, what he would do is he would have them follow him around, keep talking to them, gain their trust, wait till they get super tired, and he would always take them to the same area, and then he would do whatever he did to them.
He would take advantage of them.
Yeah, basically. He would lure them for food, work.
So yeah, basically the younger boys, he would offer food, he would offer shelter for the young boys. For the older boys, like 12, 16 years old, he would actually offer them work. And obviously they will follow him for work because a lot of kids around that age group in Colombia, they were very homeless, they were hungry. So basically, like he said, he would have them follow him for long periods of time to actually tire them out, gain their trust, tire them out, and take advantage of them. And
I was gonna say on My bad, yo. I'm dropping pens and shit and stuff like that. On November 15th, 1997. Let me turn this side music down.
Turn it down. Oh, turn it right off.
Y'all gotta sit through. This is the first episode of this true crime episode. So
you gotta sit through it.
You gotta let us know what y'all think, and you gotta let us know even the bad stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So on November 15, 1997, police discovered a mass grave on the outskirts of the city of Perinia, with a body count of 36 bodies, mostly boys. Mm-hmm. The weird thing about it was at the crime scene, he like got cocky with it, so he would leave glasses and notes and socks and underwear and all that type of stuff, and he actually left the receipt there with his girlfriend's, he left the receipt with his girlfriend's name and address, which actually led the police to her address. And when the police confronted her, she actually said he hadn't been around for a while. He was out of town. She hadn't really seen him, but he actually left a suitcase in her possession. And if they wanted, they could look at that. And if you want, you could tell them what was in it.
So basically, when she handed the suitcase over, inside the suitcase was actually photos of young boys and detailed descriptions of the murders inside his journal. Now, when he actually got arrested, he was arrested for the suspicion of rape, not for the murders yet. So basically, where is it? Exactly. He was arrested on April 22nd for the suspicion of rape. It actually wasn't until he started confessing about the murders and locating where the bodies were at that they discovered that.
So when he got arrested for that, he basically just kind of gave into everything he had done and just started telling them everything.
Exactly. So he was actually sentenced to 1,853 years.
I was gonna say, in the belongings he also had found, they also found he had a list of all his victims and where he put them.
Yeah.
And I think he did that on purpose because that's what's gonna lead us to the fact that he was sentenced to 4,000 years, and then because he gave him the names and the place of where he buried his victims, his sentence was sent down to 22 years.
22 years.
Which is, if you do the math, it's technically less than a month for each victim. Which was like over 100.
Over 100. Actually, it was actually estimated that he possibly, if it's true or not, he probably has like a little over 200. A little over 200 victims.
Yeah, see, that's wild.
It's insane.
And the crazy thing is, after all of this, the reason why we chose him first is because after everything we told you, he's gonna be eligible for parole. He's going to be eligible for parole this year, 2023.
2023. Honestly, I don't think they need to keep him in there.
And the reason for that is because Colombia had a law where they couldn't give anybody a max over 40. And since he gave them the victim's name, they gave him 22.
Exactly.
So, and in case you were wondering.
Did you actually know this? He's actually studying to be a politician.
Yeah, he's actually in there studying to do that, right?
He's actually in there studying to be a politician to basically, what was it? Run
he said to run an organization for boys that are being abused and homeless and sexually abused.
How ironic is that?
How naive of him.
That is terrible.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. This is the first episode of What is Real and True Crime. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button and check y'all out.
Thank you.